All right, let's see.
What's up, big dog?
What's up, man?
How are you?
Well, I got about 10 buckets full of anxiety for some reason today. I don't know what it is. I feel like I need to.
You tried breathing?
What's that?
Breathing?
Yeah, it comes right back. I'm not sure what it is. It's I
How
think
long are you doing breathing?
not long enough, right?
Yeah. If you could sit down and do it for at least probably a good 10 minutes
Yeah,
and honest, you'll be so exhausted by the time you get done, you won't have a lick of anxiety.
yeah. I went outside earlier and just kind of stood out there and just sat my phone down and just stared off for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's overstimulation and just what I would pay to shut my mind off sometimes. Because that some bitch just gets going and doesn't
I
stop.
just had a conversation with my wife today, and I've gotten to a point where I'm super blessed, but I'm able to do that finally.
Yeah,
I could get to a point where I go, okay, all right now, I want to do this, and I before it was like having a toddler, beating
yeah,
a drum in your head all day long, and your irritation came because you couldn't process one thought before another one come, and it's steady beating. So
yeah.
I get
It
you.
it sucks because I know what that place is. Like when I go on my little journeys and I come back, like at the like the whole second half of it is like that feeling just embodied, just present, quiet in your head. Like I can't even make my inner dialogue talk.
Yeah. Somebody on here just asked that, are you sure it's your anxiety and not someone else's? That's actually a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how would I know.
Well, I mean, it really have I guess I always go back. That's kind of the gym scenario, when you're sitting there with somebody that's all mad cranking down
Oh
on the
yeah,
weight, you just pick it up and next thing you know, you're there. So I guess you kind of got to go back and research. Have you been around anybody that was anxious or irritated or, just play your day back. And sometimes once you figure out where it comes from, then it's like, well, I'll be there. Okay. Well, there
I've
you go.
I've found that I have a hard time being in certain scenarios. Like I bowl in a league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so over it. I can't stand it. Like just
Well,
being there at all is suffering. Like I can't find and it's not so much that it's bad as much as it is like there's so much I would rather be doing. And I keep finding myself in that place, whether it's at work or some obligation I have. I'm just like I don't want to be here. Like I want to just
Well,
fuck
there's
off.
two ways to really play that. Some people just dip off and say, okay, I'm going to take everything just like it is. We'll live in a box. We'll do this. Or you can try to balance, but you just got to be happy with the decision either way. You'll make it either way and you'll find what you're
Right.
looking for. you know. But but I think you're doing really good. I mean, I can see it's progressing. You probably don't give yourself enough credit, but
Yeah, I also have this weird feeling where it's like I feel like there's just so much information out there, even though sometimes I'm just so certain. Other times I'm like, am I sure I ain't fucking did I hit my head and start hallucinating this whole thing? Like nothing makes sense. It's like you have moments where you're like, I could tell you what I think it is. I could tell you what quantum physics says it is. I can tell you what the most religions are pointing to. But sometimes, man, it's so hard to buy it. Sometimes it's like, oh, of course that's what it is. Other times it's like, but
well,
then
I
you,
think for me, I was that thought I was having earlier when I was listening to your TikToks. I was rolling this morning, bro. Absolutely rolling because I hear your heart, but then I'm
yeah,
like, I love you, you dumbass. You know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I
That's
was
that tough
cracking it,
love, man.
and that is the stigma that's just there that we
Yeah,
do. That's how we was raised. So you
yeah,
know that's the whole point, and we recognize the cycle, and we're trying to stop it.
yeah,
But it's funny how it just spills out in a moment of true sincerity, you know, and it's just how we're ingrained.
yeah.
And so I got a crack out of that, but I was I think a lot of what I was trying to explain or the what my mind was processing this morning is between what you're calling consciousness or the knowing or however you want to put it. But I see things more as energy and consciousness, or energy and feeling together makes a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense to you, because
Yeah,
it's you can have the basic knowledge of the matrix, the world, or however you want to name it. It doesn't matter. Energy, vibrations, it doesn't matter how you see it as long as you see it. But then the other part is to learn to guide it, to get the most out of it, to learn to get to where you want to go. And that to me is the I guess the cool part about the memory side. We think that we are all consciousness, but the reality is we're only conscious of this realm
mm-hmm.
and what's going on here.
Mm.
When we
I
leave
got
here,
you.
we don't know shit.
Right, yeah, I
Nobody.
got you.
There's a whole bunch of other consciousness out there that people, you know, everybody is so trying to put something around it so they understand it, and they're missing the picture. It works that way, and that's fine. But what do you do with it?
Right.
You know, and, and,
Yeah.
and I think everybody's looking for what to do with it, but you don't realize you're doing with it right now
Right.
what you're supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah.
And you're still searching for something instead of
Yeah.
realizing what we never do is stopping and notice the present. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
right now. You're still looking to get somewhere and you're
Yeah.
missing right now. You're not
Yeah.
in the moment like, damn, I'm actually living my dream. We're having the Q&A. We're actually having conversation. We're learning. I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. The action's here. It's already happening. But we're so busy looking at where we're going to go, you don't stop to enjoy where you're at right now.
Yeah. I agree with that. I have my days, man, where it's that's not it. It's just I'm there. I'm in the moment. Like I'm you know like I walk through my house and I can tell the difference from one state to the other. One state is like you walk through the house, you see something messy and you smile because you know what you think more about like how that mess was made. Somebody was having fun, somebody was doing something. And then other days you just see the mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's like operating from those two different places. It's like I think that's probably the best way to put it. Is some days I'm in the flow state. Some days I'm like, it's like I smashed into a damn rock going down the river and I rolled up on the bank and I was like, I don't fucking know if any of this is real. I don't know what to think. And it just,
But
yeah,
how long did you go not even being able to call that out or notice it?
yeah.
You see,
All the
and
way
here
till
you,
right now.
there you go.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You're here in the present too. You have to consistently recognize that you are already doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Always.
I have this like it gives me imposter syndrome where
Yeah.
I sit there and I go, you know, people message me all the time saying all this positive stuff, like you helped me a whole bunch, and then some days I'm like, bro, good thing you don't see me today because I feel like shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I ain't buying none of my own shit. I ain't buying nothing today.
Somebody
It's
said,
just
you know what? Sunshine and rainbows. You go with the flow
yeah,
and ups and downs. It's everything. It's kind of like we was talking about the other day. The spiral. The everything. It's that's everything breathing. It goes in, it goes out. Tide goes in, goes out. It's ebb and flow. It's yin, it's yang. It's balance. Everything in the whole world says the same thing. I don't care how you split it through religions, through text. It doesn't matter.
right.
Everything is like that. So the point is just recognizing it when you're on the hill, you know. But the higher the hill, the deeper the valley,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And that's just
I think that definitely has something to do with like the
what's up,
highs
Matt?
and the lows are pretty equaled out. It's like some days I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm gonna try to walk on water today. Fuck it. I'm just where's some water? Give me a cup. And then other days it's like you're the opposite of that. It's like as far ahead as you were in the other direction now. It's like you're experiencing both sides of this little quantum entanglement.
Yeah.
And those
I met a
days,
guy earlier
oof,
on here on live. It was pretty dope. He's on here now named Matt. It was cool because I guess his live blew up tonight. He had like 40, 50 people in there. It was
yeah, I
just,
joined in there. I jumped in there and followed him.
oh, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that guy. He said he likes watching us. I told him he needs to get on here with us one night.
yeah,
But no, I enjoy seeing all the guys like you, him, everybody else, us being able to talk like this. You know, most of the time when you walk around, we have to walk around this. You seen them videos when men are walking around like this and then they see their wives and then all of a sudden they just turn into puppy dogs and do
yeah,
stupid shit.
yep,
You know, and that's what we do because that's how we are inside. You know,
yeah,
we're just not allowed to be that way outside.
yeah.
And
When I was younger, I worked at a fast food joint, and somebody was like, you know, you talk different when it's a man or it's a
oh
woman.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. You're like, yeah. What do you want? Yeah, it's completely different. It's fascinating. Someone said
Yeah.
in my, I don't know that we have the same. I don't think we do have the same
No, we
comments.
don't. Yours will talk to you, and mine will talk to me. So that's why I was trying to keep up with them and read them to
I
you.
got you. Someone said, Chris said, pay attention to the lows, don't fight it. Pay attention to that. That's where the key. That's where the key to the shadows. I'm guessing that's where the key to the shadows are.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's your dark side. That's what I was talking to him earlier. It's where the work's done, bro.
Yeah,
Every you know when we go inside, we go in the dark. That's where everything that's ever been good or all of the work is done in the dark, and then you bring it out for everybody to see.
yeah. So essentially, what I take from what he was saying is, when you're in that place, look to see what put you there.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and that's man. I don't even know. Sometimes I can't pinpoint it. To like the last two times we've done this, I've kind of been like sick to my stomach. It reminds me of before I would go on stage to do comedy. I'm just
Yeah,
nervous. And it's like,
yeah.
fuck, dude. I'm like, and I think it's also that I feel like, you know, what if I don't have the thing to say? Somebody asks a question, and I'm like, I don't know. It's some kind of doubt, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, we don't all have all the answers.
Mm,
I mean, I'm hunting every day. I remember I work out things. I understand them on a daily basis,
mhm.
every single day. Let's see. Matt said incorporating the darkness into the light, maybe transmuting. That's what I'm trying to do, for sure. Yeah, that's never. You know the way that people talk. The dark side is bad. This and that. That it's every religion. You got the good and the bad. The Thor and the Loki, the Jesus and the devil. It's the duality of everything, man. It's and they make one side bad and the other. It's just usually in your bad times. That's when you're in the dark doing the work, and it's not expressed that way. So it's done gotten stretched out to everything that it shouldn't be, and told to basically just keep people afraid. From the minute you're born, you have to, you're already having to hit goals. You got to be a good little man. You got to be this, and you have got to get here from the minute you're born. You already got to do shit to live up to somebody's expectation of something. So, and we're like that our whole lives, and then we don't recognize that that's what keeps us trapped down is that old ass expectation. And then we turn around and do it to other people. So, the whole thing is just recognizing we are what we have been through, and then you don't have to hold any of that. We can all elevate through that and just take the lessons, leave everything else.
You got any questions on your end over there?
No, let's see.
Anybody in the chat, if you have a question, feel free to throw your question in the chat.
Anything. Let's see. Anxiety is worry about something. Fear will happen in the future. That's for sure. Fear is literally everything you don't know. We fear everything we don't know. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And it could be the smallest thing for one person and the biggest for the next. And what's so odd is you'll see somebody on the other side of what you're afraid of. They're like, no, 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 no. Wasn't what you think. Come on, for real. For real, come on. They're like, I don't know. I don't know. I might be different. And that's what it is. It's fear. That's what controls everything. And I think when you spend long enough being there, and if I guess I'm honest, most of mine was in fear of everybody knowing how soft I really was.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got harder and harder and harder, but it was out of straight fear, and I did it out of anger because I hate being afraid. So anytime there was a disagreement or any kind of tension that come up, I got afraid, and it come out in anger because I didn't want to be afraid. So that's in some ways it's benefited me because it pushed me to do the things in my own business to get me to where I'm at facing my fears. But on the other hand, I have to admit that I was afraid every stinking time. But that's where the anger came from. And then I had to finally figure out and just say, okay, I'm not angry, but I'm scared shitless. I'm fixing to do this, and I'm a little nervous of the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went from that to understanding that nobody else my entire life made the decisions. I made them. I stressed all the way up until the point that I made them, and I made the decision I was going to make to begin with anyways.
Right.
So I've learned not to question myself and just love and be comfortable knowing that I've got whatever's coming. Even if it's hard, even if it's this, made it through every worst day I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
So there's literally nothing to worry about. And for me, that's what I tell myself all the time. What's the most going to happen? Am I going to die? And then I'm so,
right.
And for real, I don't mean that in a morbid way. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, I understand that that's not the end. It's not, that's a whole nother journey.
Right.
Yeah, so
I have a weird thing with that where I feel like the worry isn't there. Like I feel like it's not my time. I don't feel I'm like there's no way. Whatever but I can't get over this something's going to happen thing, good or bad. Something happens every day. But yeah, I keep looking so far ahead trying to I guess prepare myself, and I'm like I don't know, man.
But you don't recognize you are prepared.
Right. But that's the crazy thing too, is I don't think anything bad is coming, but I'm almost like, what do I do until this happens? Like, I don't even know what to do. Right. Prior to knowing anything of anything, I was like, well, work on my credit score, buy a house. Like these are all blueprints that were given to us. Real easy stuff to look at and go, yeah. But when you realize that the blueprints are bullshit and the options are endless, essentially, now you're staring off like, what the fuck am I going to do in there? Looking into the vastness of everything and then just not even beginning to understand how to operate in it is fucking terrifying.
See, so somebody says on my end said, and I'm sorry, is that Luminera? It says you don't trust yourself, and that's
Mm-hmm.
you keep doubt, and I see it all the time, and I get on to
Yeah.
you too because you doubt yourself a lot,
Yeah.
and the proof is who I'm sitting here talking to. You're already saying, I see it, I've done this, I've addressed it. You're not even in the very moment giving yourself the credit for knowing what you know at this moment.
Yeah. It comes and goes. Sometimes I'm real confident, but other times it's almost like I've spent so much energy in that realm of confidence that now it's like I have to charge over here, and I feel like I've expelled all the good shit.
Yeah.
It's a bounce back thing. I've got
But it's another balance. It's a
Yeah,
balance.
that's a
That's
tough
so
one to learn right now.
even in that knowing, that's whenever there's times that the ego,
Hmm.
it's there to drive you, but you don't attach to the ego. It's okay to feel confident enough to put yourself here in this and test yourself. That's how we grow.
Hmm.
But it's being attached to it and not being able to let go of that and tell yourself, hey, this was the lesson. Sorry, somebody just said something.
I've got a few over here too on my end.
Yeah, spit them, bro.
I had one. How has learning this information changed your relationship with friends and spouses? Mine. It's funny. Me and my wife got together, and I actually believed more like this now. Like when we first started dating, I brought her over to my place, and I was tripping, and I was telling her like, it's a matrix, and like I can feel the presence of whatever God is, and like all these things. And then I fell down the political rabbit hole, and then she started to freak out and worry. That's the only part that bothers her of anything. So once I got back into this lane, she's kind of like cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But my friends, I have a hard time connecting with people because they're like, do you watch football? And I'm like, no, I don't really care anymore, man. I can't even bring myself to care about it anymore. Sometimes I think I'll put a game on and 2 minutes later I'm falling down a rabbit hole about, or not even a rabbit hole, but like watching videos on this subject. And it's like, it makes life feel a little bit empty in the real world around you. So you kind of run back to this place and then you get to
Yeah.
fucking wrestle with, am I on my phone too much? And you're like, yeah, I'm probably on my phone too much. But fucking everyone else around me wants to talk about, oh, fucking McDonald's got a new snack wrap. You gonna get you one? Like,
So
it's
I tell you,
weird.
it's you need to read the book, The Four Agreements. It's pretty dope. But right now, I mean, you're still so we're domesticated when we're young,
Hmm.
and then we take on our own set of beliefs and we stack all the bullshit however we're going to believe it, and then we start domesticating ourselves. Then we start making our own rules. We start telling yourself you're on your phone too much. But are you doing what makes you happy? Are you learning? Are you growing in what you're doing?
I think
And if you are, then you need to let yourself, because that again is the preset of people say this, people say that, but each individual is going to learn, stem, find their information, their awakening down each and every turn that they go. So if that is your way to find what you're doing, don't doubt it. We've spent our life being told to doubt because everybody else finds their way another way, and so we train ourselves not to trust what we know that we want to do. And again, that comes within reason and balance, but again, without judgment.
I realize that my problem is, you said, are you learning? And that struck something in me where I was like, well, I don't know. Does anybody? Like, does anybody really know any fucking thing? Like, I think that's where I get to sometimes where I'm like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, this looks dope. What if I'm wrong? And that's the big one for me. It's like, what if I'm wrong? And it's like, I have the feeling that, I'm like, I have the feeling that I'm not wrong. My logical mind keeps coming back to be like, hey, motherfucker, you sure? And making the distinction between that logical mind that's trying to pull me back. Like, where's the evidence? Where's your sources, dude? Oh, Jesus, what? Let me talk to him. It's hard, and it is a trust thing, I guess, which I don't understand that on a level where I'm consciously making those decisions.
But it is one. I'm telling you, it's 100% normal.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh.
It is. If you do not question and wrestle yourself, you're never gonna find the core of everything that you're looking for.
Well, my thing that's been fucking with me lately is like I'm gonna go out in the woods and like, what if some wild shit happens? What if I move something with my fucking mind? Then what? How do you live after that? How do you do? Like, I see people on TikTok doing that, and I'm not so sure that I'm buying any of it. But if it happened to you, even knowing or like being able to explain how it's possible to happen, when it happens, you're like, oh fuck, man. All right, this is the path we're on then, and I don't
Yeah,
even know what that is. Like, are they gonna fucking round everybody up like X-Men and throw them in camps and be like, show me what you did in the woods? Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, you want to see the moving things with my mind or the shit I took? You know what I mean?
So I really believe that that comes in with the collective believing. It's more. It's I don't doubt anything. But I believe that there are all kinds of things that we're still unaware of. We only see such a tiny, tiny,
Mm-hmm.
tiny percent. And through plant medicine, through other things, I personally, through my understanding and my journeys, I have gotten to visually witness for extended periods of time what I feel and how I am connected to everyone and everything, which is super dope.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not for or in the manner in which I feel like a lot of people understand it. And I also think like we talked the other day, there's so much more that we don't see that is still driven and that has, I think, a greater purpose in order to keep the balance. I don't think that we ourselves are keeping the balance. I
I'm
think
definitely not keeping no balance. No,
that
I
for sure.
definitely ain't doing it. Someone
Let's
said
see.
anything is possible. Your mind makes the limits. It's funny because that's an understanding that I have. Like just the worst part is I can explain it. I can explain it. I've experienced it, which is how it's easy for me to explain it. But that experience is a feeling. It's not a logical thing. So
Right.
when you're disconnected from that feeling, your logical mind is like, see, told you it's bullshit. But you connect to it like I don't think there's any limits. I don't think there's any. I think that's how, if Jesus walked on water, that's how he did it. The you know,
Well,
you
so I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share with you that whenever I told you I had this time in here that night,
mm-hmm.
my job
Yep.
from my breath work, and I'm going to try myself not to get emotional again. It's crazy, but for me, whenever I told you the first time it was really scary. The second time, whenever I actually let it go, it was like I was an outline chalk drawing
Mm-hmm.
of like a victim or something like that. It was more like I was a stretched out Black Casper,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but it's just a silhouette. And next thing I know, I'm looking at another one. And then multiple here, some people or those are going through like little doors and this. And whenever I'm looking, I understand and hear this is it. And I was like, and from again, it's like a journey. So it's an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way it was fed to me, and it was this is death. This is what you're looking for. This is what you're trying to understand. And so what I had was zero emotion. It was all knowledge. I wasn't emotional. I wasn't, it was more complete understanding, no feeling, no emotion, no fear, no nothing. It was just insanely no. But I knew everything more like I just knew it. I didn't necessarily feel it. So for me, what I was told or what I understood or woke up to, that the only way in that energy state that we can learn further is to come and insert ourselves into this vehicle in order to attach to all these nerves. And this is our extension to learn and feel. So that's how we get and find our way through this life, is to understand how we're connected, and then how you are the same thing driving that. But again, we're energies inside of this, we're feeling this. So how to connect that and still be individualized. It's like I said, it's the car thing. You know, what's inside my car is what's inside my car, but me and you are the same. You get what I mean? So
Right.
it's
Oh
the
yeah.
same one, another perspective. And
It's
and
like
and
the
for
egg
me,
theory.
what I got out of that was, we're here to feel this in order to grow in spirit, because eventually, like that egg theory, it's you learn more and more and more.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
agree with that. I
Huh?
You got a question over there?
Please, let's see. Kids need to be. My brother is. Let's see. Which play? I stopped doing my life. Oh, Steven said he quit doing his lives. He'd been frustrated with TikTok, which we've only got like 4 people. I don't understand how it works, but I'm more about kind of like what he is now. He's been frustrated trying to do some good stuff with TikTok and be nice to people, and
Yeah.
it's hard. But
You're competing with a lot of drama. A lot of
yeah,
drama.
well, like that guy I was talking to today. I mean, he was on live, and I just liked. He looked like a really nice guy, and he was talking about, men just being able to be gentle and soft, and have emotions. And so I stopped on it from him. I said, "Hey," and then he was actually excited. I was in there. That tickled the shit out of me. It made me feel good. But that guy's, it just, you seen it. How long was you in there?
Oh, dude, I was trying to come back down from hitting the pendulum, but I was probably in there for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Well, he like
I had it playing in my headset as I was walking down the road.
yeah, he got a whole bunch of viewers. He's really stoked. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was nice to see people, pour love on folks. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet, man. You catch stuff like that on lives. I used to just scroll through lives and find like just there are some people who are just authentic,
Yeah.
and it's really enjoyable. I get on there and just smash the screen and send a billion hearts, dude. I'll sit there for a half hour and just watch their viewership grow as I keep hitting that, and that's really enjoyable for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot I've noticed. There's so many men doing what we're doing. There's
Yeah,
so many trying to figure it out, and they just know the way that we've done it sucks.
dude. The way, yeah, it sucks real fucking bad.
Yeah.
That's the hardest
Yeah,
thing.
we talk
That's
about it in the construction, the way that we do the new guys and the new kids. We don't do that at my company or any of that. We love on them. We teach them. We try to say, hey, I don't want you to make that mistake. Don't do
yeah,
that, because that's going to make you look stupid, or whatever. Yeah, instead of just let them learn on their own. Stick them in the dick.
right.
It's there's a balance between the way that we had it done to us and the way that it needs to be done, for
Yeah.
sure.
They threw me out there and was like, get it done, man. Just get it done.
Let's see.
Whatever it
Someone
is.
says, question, I have so much to share and want to do more videos, but I have a hard time doing it. Well, so do I. And to be quite honest, let's see. When I think of doing videos, I freeze. I'm a shy person as well. I'm good in a conversation with a one-on-one, but you got to get my motor started. Sometimes if everything is cool and I don't have a lot going on, then I'll try to fill my cup. When it's full, it pours over into videos.
Yeah.
And when it's not, when I'm working on the me, then it's more, I'll just keep it to myself. So
The secret is you're talking to yourself. Don't
yeah,
it's literally that is the secret. If you make a video and you think I'm making this for people, well, then you're going to panic. You're going to freak. There's pressure around that. That's why live videos are harder for me than like just shooting a video, because I'm shooting it for me. I'm looking at me. I'm talking to me. And as soon as, like, if there was somebody in the room with me, I couldn't do it. Like I can't shoot the video with someone in the room, because now I'm thinking, how are they looking at me when I do this? So shooting content is more of a commitment than
I like
anything.
that, talking to myself, and that is a really good way to do it. That's good advice.
You just have to commit to hitting that post button. Shoot it for you, talk to you, look at you when you do it, and then just commit to saying, I'm gonna let the world see it. And they're going to see the authentic you too, because they see who you are when you're alone, because that's how you feel in the moment that you're doing it.
And you're going to be surprised how many people say, holy shit, I needed that.
Yeah.
It is, and that right there to me is one of the coolest things, is whenever you post something and people's like, bro, thanks. You know, wow, I really needed that, or that was just hit just right. You know, because I've had those moments, those epiphanies, and it's, you need those people doing it. So let's see, I got into doing them for a bit, but haven't done any for a few months. Yeah, I think it kind of hinders the growth whenever, because when I make videos, they do pretty well. But I don't stay consistent enough.
Yeah. Well, you're going to do it when you want to do it. If you try to force it, then it's not going to be good anyways, which is, you know, kind of where I think I get in a little bit of a funk when I just don't really have any inspiration to make any videos. I feel kind of funky in my whole life at this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there again, that's you taking something that you want to do and putting pressure behind it. And that's why I started doing it a little bit. And then I decided, I said, no, this ain't going to be a job. You know, this ain't going to be, this is me wanting to share what I've been through, only to hopefully guide somebody that may be struggling, you know, be the me that I needed.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we all go through what we go through in order to use those gifts to teach or help someone else that maybe can't make it. Let's see. Somebody says, I think consistently is the hardest part. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what happens for all of us. But you'll have tons of thoughts right in the middle of your videos. And for me, I do all the time.
Yeah, me too. If I get high and I make a video, there's no telling where it's going. It could start with one sentence and then you forgot the first sentence because it didn't apply to the rest of the video at all. So I do rapid fire. So like I can take 2 days and not post anything. I posted 27 videos, you know, like I just post. I have an idea and I say what that thing is. I throw that clip out, then I throw another one as it evolves. And I essentially just put all my like thoughts on TikTok when they come to me. Yeah. Then I could take a day.
I don't even know how to tell how many people's in the room.
I got 9 people in here, it looks like.
Yeah.
I've got it set up like my phone is the camera, but I've got it on my PC.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can see a little bit better.
What happened last time? Was it storms?
I don't know what it was.
Huh.
On my end, it looked like it was you. Obviously, it would, right? Yeah, it was just cutting out, chopping, freezing. But I tried to talk to the people in the chat, and nobody responded, even though everything on my end was moving smoothly. So I was like, oh, I guess it is me. But I couldn't tell.
Do what? About? Oh, yeah. Right when it was funny. Right whenever you went off. So I kept trying to connect with you. It was showing you there, but it wouldn't let it go through. So then I hit a little button that it was a question mark, but I thought it was maybe saying, is this what you're trying to do? I didn't know what I was doing. And all of a sudden some woman pops up over there and she's just putting her makeup on a live. It was just some random lady. And I was like, what just happened, bro?
Oh,
it was
the worst part is I think that they have to accept that. So they were like, cool. But I see that all the time, man. People just doing lives and letting just random people pop up. And I'm like, dude, you're better than me, man. I can't hold a conversation down with some stranger pop up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we're on the same subject or something, that's one thing.
Right.
But just randomly somebody pop up, that's kind of
Jarring.
it's me for sure.
Man, um I want to say something about the content creation, cuz you can tell when you look at someone, at least I can tell. When I look at someone, I can tell if they're comfortable or not.
Yeah,
So, I just want to hammer home the idea that like you should be comfortable because you control the post button. So like don't feel like there's a camera on you, because unless you make the decision to post it, there's not a camera on you. I am
yeah,
if I back when I used to do stand up, if I knew they were recording it, it made me act different. I couldn't see the camera. You can't see much off the stage, but that knowing that I'm on the camera made me feel some type of way. So when I do content, I'm just like, I can do whatever I want. Nobody gets to see it unless I decide they do. And you'll notice
yeah.
that the more authentic you are and the more vulnerable, like I make some faces sometimes and I'm like, I wouldn't do that in person. You know what I mean? If I was just talking to somebody, I wouldn't pull that fucking face out. Dude, that motherfucker stays at the house in the top drawer of the dresser. That doesn't come out very often. But you make the decision to just love who you are. You're shooting the video for you. You get to look at the video. So that feeling of discomfort that comes while shooting it is the one illusion that everybody has to get to go away. It's like if you can sing when you're alone but you can't sing around people, it's the same thing. Once you want to sing around people, all you have to do is make the decision to not give a shit and do it like it's just you. And I think everybody could post really good content by just that alone, because you're looking for your own crowd. You're not looking to win over the world. You're looking for your tribe. So it's just be as authentic as you can. Know that nobody can see you until you're ready, and then post that shit fearlessly and let the world see it. And, some people are going to talk shit. That was hard for me at first. I don't get a lot of shit talking on this profile, but my first few, dude, that's all it was people in the comments like, "Hey, dog, why don't you get them teeth fixed?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, dude, that's it." Yeah, just shitting on the beard. They're like, "Why don't you try growing a beard once? Why don't you?" Someone said, "Damn, bro, you hate Hitler so much you can't even grow fucking facial hair where he had it."
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
got me.
wow.
But that shit went away, man. Now I just
Yeah,
like anything that I think is anything like that. I just like it, and I keep on going because I know now those people are projecting. They're mad at themselves. There's
yeah.
something about me being comfortable with myself that pisses them off, and I just
It's a trigger. It's
yeah,
a
I just
it's all it is for everybody.
yeah.
It's just trigger.
And it's me shitting on me. Like that person is the same thing I am. So I've been there. So I go, yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I haven't had anybody else ask anything. I've only got a couple people on this end. I don't know why my lives don't go out. My videos do good, but the lives don't. But I don't
Yeah.
do lives at all.
I don't do it too
Only
much either, man. I definitely want to get into creating different style of content. Like I want to get into more of a documentary style thing, and post some stuff like that, because I've been finding that, you know, I talk the talk, I can talk it just as good as anybody, but walking it, dude, I fucking am starting to get a little tired of myself not doing the things. It's
yeah.
like, man, I know all the steps I need to take, and I just wish somebody'd come push me. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm standing at the end of the diving board, like, oh fuck, man, dude, I'm pretty high up here. So I want to try to shoot some stuff along those lines, and hopefully that'll push me to move forward. Like I've always been a fan of doing things to help people.
Hmm.
So I think I need to focus there. I think maybe sometimes I battle with my own ego. And it's not so much that the ego gets the best of me. I guess sometimes I just feel like the ego plays too big of a part. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I enjoy how many likes I get too much. It bothers me. I'm like, dude, come on, man. What are you, a teenage girl? Ooh, look at how many likes I got. And it bothers me. Sometimes I catch myself like dude, your hair looks good in that one. That shit makes me feel uncomfortable. So I battle with that part of myself the most. And
Why is it uncomfortable?
um, because it feels inauthentic. It doesn't feel genuine. I think because don't always. I don't know, dude. I don't like to feel good about myself. It makes me feel weird. I've only ever in my life like experienced that for the time period between after my first divorce and before me and my wife got together. I felt that way. I lost a bunch of weight. I was feeling good. I think it's maybe imposter. Maybe it's like, man, you know, yeah, but stand up and turn sideways there, fucking belly boy,
Yeah.
you know? So I guess maybe I feel like I'm getting validation I don't deserve because I'm making videos that are helping people, but I'm like, I'm not even taking my own advice. So I think that's what it is. The ego makes the videos and enjoys how the everybody enjoys them, but I'm sitting here like, yeah, but you ain't doing none of it though. You're kind of an imposter in that sense, and I want to get past that and fucking
Hmm.
do something.
But what I'm saying is, if are you not making videos?
Yeah, I'm
Are
making
you
videos.
are you not checking yourself on a daily?
Yeah, I guess
Then
I
what else you
we
do?
could change
Okay.
more.
So my whole thing is if you're it's like having a night. If you like your hair, if you walk by your car, like, man, my car looks good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I got it all stiffed up there. What the hell's wrong with that?
Yeah. I think it's that mentality that I got doing the job that I have, where it's like you get a job. It feels like you don't get the job done that day. You know the feeling when you got to come back tomorrow and you're like, dude, you feel defeated. You feel like, man, I'm better than that. I could have got that done. Like if I would have just this or if I would have just that, whatever. I just beat myself up for it. So like I'll have my good days and I'm like, all right, cool, we're working in the right direction. And then some days I'm like, man, here you are dealing with a problem that you preach at other people about and you're not handling it well. And I guess understanding how to see
Thank
that
you.
from a different perspective would help, I guess.
I don't see, but on my end, what's it's so funny listening to you talk because you're telling me that in the moment you're having this, you are addressing your issues and saying you're not handling it well. What else can you do besides be aware and
Mm,
say, hey, you're not handling it well? You are
I get
doing
you.
it heavy ditchy while you're doing it.
I get you. Damn, I've heard that explained so many times too. It's like, and you don't run from it. You just allow it. You just allow it. You don't run away. So I guess I've been thinking like, when I finally figure it out, this shit'll quit happening. But apparently, no. You just fucking, it's just gonna happen.
It's knowing again. It's the balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just the balance, bro. I mean that you knowing that I almost makes you feel like you can outdo the balance a lot of times if you know how everything goes. But
Right.
the reality is you can't,
Yeah.
and that may leave us stuck. But the sooner that that's accepted, I think the more that you'll be a little easier on yourself
Yeah.
because then you'll ride the ups and downs. You won't fear them. You won't anticipate them. You'll just ride them.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're in
That's
your shit, you're setting your shit. When you're on the high and you're flowing, you're gonna enjoy the flow. But you gotta just learn to be because you're already doing everything you want to do. You're already making yourself better every time you check yourself. Every time you talk to yourself and say, hey, I don't like how I'm handling this. Every single time you do that, you are telling your subconscious and retraining yourself to be different. And it gets better and
yeah.
better and better. It took me where I was going from thought to speaking. It was an instant thing, always. And then it got overwhelming because the way I thought was really hateful and mean, and I turned into a person I didn't want to be. And then once I figured out, I got all of my shit off of me. I started developing a buffer between a trigger and a response or anything. And before I started making any judgments on myself or anyone else, it was literally only a few seconds for a while, and then it grew, then it grew, then it grew. And now there's sometimes I might take an hour and be like, here, all right, now let me take what I thought
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
So now
that's
that I've thought it all out, because I don't know if you meant it this way, but I was in this world, so let's talk about this so I don't say it the wrong way.
man. I feel like I used to have a better grip on that too. Um,
Yeah.
I, I'm trying to pinpoint the difference. It's so tough because I remember the feeling of just being. You know what I mean, and the peace that's associated with that. And then when I got married, I started looking at it like, man, I'm married now. I'm a husband. I gotta do husband shit. We need a cabin. Like I gotta do all these things. I gotta achieve all these things. So when it was just me and I was just existing and I didn't have these perceived responsibilities, I didn't have any goals that I could fail to achieve because I just didn't have any. I was like, oh, I'm doing it right now. This second. This second is the only thing that exists. But then I get away from that when other people are involved in my life. When other people have a stake in what I do, then it's like, man, it's hard to exist in that moment. You draw yourself out and go, man, what am I going to do about retiring? How the fuck am I going to get some property? You know, and all those things just didn't exist when it was just me and I was single because I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I got a tent, dude. I would love to live in a tent. I'll be just or a van down by the river, real fucking Chris Farley style. Like I've got a van and I've got some property by the river. I could make it happen.
Yeah.
It's when there's other responsibilities that involve other people that I really put pressure on myself and I really feel like, man, what if you fail? But when it's just me and I'm my only responsibility, I'm like, I can't fail, bro. I'm the fucking shit. There ain't no failing. There ain't no such thing. It's when there are people real close to me, and then I start to think differently. And I have no fucking clue. I haven't had the epiphany on what to do with that. So
So
I
what do
think,
you classify as a failure?
well, so if I can't, you know, if I can't provide the life that essentially I picture for me and my wife. So like, you know, we want to go off and do like some homesteading type thing. If I can't provide that, that's a failure. But again, if it's just me, I'm like, I've got a tent. They ain't no more homesteading than that. That's as homesteading as you get. Damn tent in the woods. But it's just it's the feeling that I have to build this fairy tale.
All right. So do you have a date to get there or something?
No, and sometimes I do feel like, yeah, it's coming, man. It's coming. But sometimes I doubt that. And sometimes I look and I go, shouldn't I be doing something
Or
though to
have you
get
quit
there?
work? Have you quit working towards that goal?
I wouldn't say that I've ever started working towards the goal. It's just out there. I'm like, that would be dope. And now I don't have
So you're
in,
making imaginary pressures to kick your own ass
yeah,
about every day
yeah.
and expectations that you think you need to feel that nobody's even laid on you.
I guess I'm concerned that I'm going to waste a bunch of time that I would need to use to achieve that goal. I feel like maybe I'm just oblivious and I should be doing
Doesn't
something.
say on here, imagine that she didn't have any expectations. That the whole thing is again what I said earlier, that domestication
Mhm.
expectations of what you've told, this is this and this, you expect that everything you're looking for is when you're going to get to that farmstead thing. You expect everything when you get here is going to be there, and that is what I'm here and what I'm keep telling everybody. Stop, because the setting the goal and if I get here I'll be this. No, then you'll be without something to do and you'll set another goal and you'll beat your ass all the way till you get to that one, and then you'll set another one, you'll beat your ass some more all the way till you get to that one. Stop setting goals. Have a general direction and how you want to feel in your life and flow. You can't do it any other way. Just like you said the other day, you can't predict the future, you can't go back to the past, you know that.
Right.
But you still, knowing that, daily allow yourself to put that kind of pressure back and forth
You know,
that you're mucking up.
I think I'm confident that I can put myself in the place that I need to. I worry that putting too much focus on myself will allow my responsibility to others to kind of fall to the wayside. You know what I mean? Like
This says, ask her if she has any expectations for you.
Yeah, no, she
Correct.
doesn't. That's the problem. It's all in my fucking head. She's like, I
Right.
don't care. We can just do this forever. I know that she doesn't
So, I
have
mean,
that. And
so that's what it was. You providing something, and then she came to you. That my whole thing is, bro. If you will be the best you that you want to be, you'll make your woman happy.
yeah,
100%. I don't give a shit if you're living in a ditch.
right.
You're like the happiest person in the world because the reason y'all's together was for the feeling.
yeah,
If you can keep that feeling where you're happy with yourself, you're gonna have so much extra to pour on her and everybody else. But you have so many expectations.
yeah.
You're
It's an
focused on your mind
insecurity.
on the wrong shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an insecurity. I'm insecure that I think it's what a lot of men feel. I'm insecure that if I don't provide, I ain't worth shit.
Somebody says if you don't start putting yourself first, then you will end up with nothing to give for you to give her, and
Right.
that's a fact. I actually was going to do a video on that today about. I was trying to word it about sometimes being selfish is one of the best things you can do for everybody in your life.
Mhm.
Because if you will stop and fix what you fucking have going on, then you have something to give everybody else. But if you're so busy working on that, you're running on half and you think you're giving them something, you're not. And the whole reality is I've learned don't give anything to anybody with expectations. You give because you want to give it, and that's it. If you don't give it, period. Because you're going to end up unhappy about it. And when you're unhappy, your spirit's going to be pissed off at you because you didn't want to do that. So there's so much that we're afraid to admit and learn and say to ourselves, in my opinion, and you're putting the pressure on external expectations of what you can create in this world that you say that don't matter.
Because I think other people think it matters. I think that's what it is. I'm like,
But we're just playing the game. But again, you're getting so locked into the character that you feel like you have to. What's up, Ashton? My nephew just jumped on here. Uh, but you're getting so locked into the character of what you expect a man to do, to provide, to do all of this shit that is your domestication
yeah,
that you still can't let go, bro.
dude, that's because it's the only place I've ever anchored my worth.
And I understand that, but
That's the toughest part.
that in itself is the biggest ego there is. That is a mask. You are not. You can be the provider,
Right.
but then later you might. Do you have kids?
I don't have any of my own. No.
Okay,
She has three.
well, okay, stepdad, whatever, but you are literally whatever you need to be a business owner. You're a teacher on here to a lot of people. You're a friend. You're a comic. You're all of this shit, man. The sooner you say I am less when I take this mask off, what the fuck does that mean? It's like when I get out of my car, I'm less. You know what I'm saying? And that makes zero sense. You're just changing what you need to be here to here. You don't ever lock in and expect yourself to hit a certain thing because
Yeah.
you'll fail yourself every single time. But reality is this: you don't fail a damn thing until you quit.
Right.
And that's one of the coolest things that I can say is like I'm unbeatable.
Yeah.
You can't you're not beat me
I made that
because I
video
just
earlier.
I don't quit. So that's just and if this today is not my day, well then tomorrow. But I'm still there. You haven't beaten me.
Right.
We're just regrouping. It's a mindset, bro.
Yeah.
And the sooner you get confident that you're already doing what you need to get confident in your path. Okay, you're
Yeah.
so busy worried about a lot of shit that doesn't matter. That's going to come anyways.
You know what
You're
I
going to
think?
work. You're going to do this. It's going to happen.
I think a lot more plant medicine needs to be involved, man. And I know some people in my life get on me about that. They're like, come on, man. And I'm like, listen, I know how people look at certain things, but man, if you'll eventually know. I get to this place where like I've cried to my wife and said, I don't know who that person is pretending to be me when I'm sober. I don't know who he is, but it's not
Mm.
me. And when I'm in that place, I am so present. I'm so present that it's almost like reality breaks down. Like I can look at anything in reality and I know so much about it. I know everything about everything. And it's not a knowing, it's not a logical thing. It's more of a comfort. It's more of a comfort in that place.
Can I
And
give
I'm
you a suggestion?
shoot.
Maybe next time, how about when you say you look at yourself, how about learn in that moment to love your vehicle? How about learn to fall back in love with you and the strength that you've had and what your brain carries, not your spirit,
Mhm.
what your body, the pains, the scars, the all the shit it's drug you through, the mud, the woods, all the backwoods hick shit that ain't broke down. You know, when are you gonna stop and actually connect with that part of you? Because that's what you chose. You chose to drive this. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the sooner you accept and love that, the sooner you can be all right, buddy. Now what are we doing? And
Yeah.
that's when the two become the one. That is when people that is the understanding when you can connect them like that. You can use your avatar to do what your spirit needs done.
You fill out. I feel like that's how I feel what you're saying. It's like
Yeah.
you fill out your body. So often
Yes.
I'm just kind of a haze behind my eyes. And then when you fill out the body, you become the body.
Right.
I know, yeah. I Man, when I lost all that weight, I felt that way. It took when I was heavy, I didn't think about it at all. It wasn't anything I like to think about. But when I lost the weight, it was like I stepped back into the forefront of reality. And when
Mhm.
I'm not happy with myself, I step back. I'm like back behind the character somewhere, just kind of watching from afar. But it's like stepping into the body almost brings more color to life too. And
For sure.
I feel like that's why I've been so hard on myself lately about not doing the changes I want to do. Because I'm like, I know that, by treating myself better, I will get closer to that I'm looking for. And I'm still letting
Well, you're
stress whip
doing it
my
with
ass.
you're doing it with more stick than carrot, bro.
Yeah.
You train yourself with stick instead of carrot.
Mhm.
That's the problem. You're not doing it with gentleness and love. You're doing it with aggravation and frustration in yourself because you feel you're not doing what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
You're never doing it in a loving fashion. So how can you? It's kind of like what me and my wife talk sometimes. Whenever if we look grumpy or this or that, it's like, I mean, how can you hug a porcupine?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So and you're a porcupine to yourself, and that if you don't like yourself on plant medicine and you recognize the difference, or whether you're when you think about, hey, wait a minute, that's really not me, but it's more of a, is this a representation of what I want to be? Does that make sense? So it was kind of like, what I did as far as my tattoos, my body, this, that. I did most of what I did in about 6 years.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. I did
And
all of mine in about 6 months.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, but I'm head to toe. You
Right.
get what
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That was my goal. That was my
Yeah.
goal. It didn't happen. Things went a different direction. But
And it's
yeah.
extreme, but it's more of a commitment. And then what was funny is after I'm done is the point in my life where I am okay because of what it represents,
Mhm.
but I'm ready to take the armor off. Not
Yeah.
the tattoo, but
Right.
the
Right.
armor.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
this was the inside of me.
Hmm.
This is how I felt. So it's kind of bittersweet, to get
Yeah.
to that point and then realize like shit, let's take this off.
Yeah.
I don't even need it anymore. I want to
Yeah.
hang that shit up. So for me, it's kind of been a whole journey all the way through it, and I think if anything, what my shaman told me was just slow down, stop putting so much expectation, stop trying to fix. There's nothing to fix. I really think that you got a good heart. You're a good guy. I just think you're a dick to yourself. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what I think.
that's true. Yeah,
But
yeah,
again, I mean, we all are, but
yeah,
we're taught to be that way, and we're taught to whip ourselves into shape, or the same way that we was taught was younger. That's how we teach ourselves. We domesticate ourselves from how we was taught. You
yep.
need to be a little more loving to what you're driving and what you're going through, and all your expectation bullshit. You need to really chill on you, and I mean that with love and respect,
Yeah.
not trying to tell you what to do.
Oh,
I
for
just
sure.
think that would be the advice I'd give you from brother to brother is stop being hateful to you. You're kind of a prick to you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. That's fair, man. I, I think I find myself disappointed with myself. I'm like, man, why is it so hard? Like, why is it hard? And I realize that the majority of the things that I want to change they're an emotional thing that that I'm burying, whatever it is. Whether it's like there's a lot of shit in life right now, man. I don't want nothing to do with. Like I got myself in like this company thing. It's like, man, I want out of that shit so bad. I can't stand it. Every day is it's fine. It's funny. It's fine when I'm at work because it's what I do. Like it's not a big deal. But even considering going back the next day, I'm like, fuck, dude. So I think I'm struggling with a little bit of that too. Where a lot of people ask me about that. They're like, how once you get here do you even continue with regular life? And I'm like, fucking you. I mean, you ain't. Was there another choice? Did somebody see another choice laying around?
Well, I think you got to you may move on. You may find a way to automate it. You may find a way to fill your finances elsewhere. Or once this will still transition even further.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you might wind up finding the love in what you did as well as
Yeah.
moving on to something else. And I think it's all a big old acceptance thing. Okay, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, no, I still like this. I do this. I'm good at this.
Yeah.
It's just the way that I'm perceiving it at the moment. And at one point in time, I was excited about it.
Oh yeah, well, man, I was excited about it when I thought the world worked the way I was told. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm going to start a company and I'm going to get all these employees and everything else. But I think the biggest thing for me is I'm looking forward at things, so I'm like, if you don't pay attention to it, it won't happen. But at what level? Like, I don't know that like AI's coming. I would imagine. I don't think I'm going to be able to fucking. I guess I can't say for sure AI is coming. I can't say the future. The future doesn't exist at all. But I have a hard time not trying to plan my steps now based on what I perceive is going to change. And it's like at my age, in my mid 30s, I'm like, I'm supposed to have like an idea. So set the general idea, but I'm like afraid to move in any direction sometimes because I feel like I'm going to waste time that I should be using. Again, I feel like I should have to do some shit. I
What did
tell
you say you are?
36.
36. Man, I tell you, at your age and where you're at, you've got so much time. Think about. I thought about that one day. I'm 47, but people are becoming a president when they turn 80.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
even halfway. And look what I've done. I'm already retired. I'm here. I'm there,
Right.
and all the expectations. I like what you just said, where you go with your collective assumption and your gut and your spirit. And I believe that's the direction that you go. But you don't ever put the expectation on it. Like a while ago, you said, well, I feel like I should have this, or I should do this, or I should. That is where you start automatically. When you say it like that, no different than we tell ourselves, I am angry, I am sick. The more you say it, if you say I am sick, you're going to end up getting sick.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
I've
So
been
if
aware
you
of that a
keep
little
telling
bit.
yourself that you're bad, you're wrong, if you keep telling yourself you're making up, if you keep speaking that, you're always going to be at turmoil because you're speaking a bunch of negative shit out loud to yourself and you believe yourself because you don't want to be a liar.
Yeah. It's funny how dude, Nako. I think I'm going to start doing something on my channel where I'm going to take Nako songs and I'm going to break the lyrics down. Because dude, the lyrics are so fucking in depth. Like it's crazy. It's like on a philosopher level. So he's got one once.
What if you trusted yourself enough to know that you have just the right amount of time? And that's
Yeah.
very good. That's the comfort part that I'm trying to get you to. If you're gonna try to focus on something,
Mhm.
try to focus on finding the calm and the peace
Yeah.
in what you're doing. Be happy with what you're doing, not with what you think you need to do. You need to spend more time, I think, maybe in gratitude to yourself for
Yeah.
all the changes and the acknowledgement that you have. Because you say a lot that you're unhappy with yourself, you're getting frustrated, you worry that you're not there. You put so much pressure, and all of that pressure is taking up how much energy that's keeping you from actually applying that energy to the good.
Yeah.
But we only have so much, on our batteries daily or whatever we charge or put back in our systems
Right.
or whatever we do. And if you're spending it kicking your ass, you could be spending it kicking something else's ass that you've been trying to knock out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I was saying about that Nako thing that he's got a lyric that says the clarity comes to me in such choppy ways. And it's funny how one day I will make the video saying what you're saying to me. And then the next day it's like amnesia. It's like you just completely forget. It's like like thoughts fine, but emotion will show up and thump your ass for you. So you have to get in touch there too. And I think that's kind of the reason why I get upset with myself for not taking action is because the thoughts are just thoughts, and I see that the thoughts are thoughts. I'm like, this is how this works, and then the emotion will show up and thump my ass, and I feel like the only thing that can jump in with my thoughts and help me like tackle this is action. So when I don't take the action, then I'm like, oh, I'm just being pissy pants and I'm not doing anything about it. And then I just get pissy pants about that fact. So I want to start taking more action. And I think what you said, showing gratitude to myself is certainly an action. I've got to break some of these boxes that I've put myself in. The hardest
What
thing for me was
you don't realize is the same way that you did that video this morning,
mhm,
the same way you talk to you
mhm,
is the same way you talk to everybody else. That's you see yourself and everybody else,
yep,
so you talk to them the way you talk to you. That's how I can sit over and say you're a dick to
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
Because when you're trying to show them love,
yeah,
it comes out passive aggressive.
yeah, yeah. So I think it's funny. I think that's why I do it. It's
Yeah,
such
well,
a
no,
contrast.
but it's
Yeah,
such a smart ass to yourself. You're kind of just automatically just that way.
right.
It's like, well, you should have done this, dumbass. You do this. I don't know why you didn't. You're so damn stupid. And that I can see you saying that kind of stuff to
Oh,
yourself.
they're always to me, dude. All the videos are for me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just thoughts I'm having in my head and I say it to myself. I think that's what makes, content creation for me easy is because I literally think these things in my head to myself and then I say them to me as if like I'm telling myself and I'm like, here, you guys can listen too. It's like here's my diary or my journal, This is what it is.
Luminaire said on here, thank you for being vulnerable about this. It's refreshing to see. It's a constant journey,
Oh
and
yeah.
it really is for sure. But I think it's really neat because what I see is you still doing your job, you still doing everything else. Me and you talked. We said, "Hey, you want to create a live?" And this is our second one. We've already taken the action. You're
Right.
already moving forward. How many people? Just the ones that's come on tonight. Somebody, Luminaire likes. What we're saying, feels value. That's the whole thing. Is if you don't do anything else, then just be proud of just that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
There
the
is
more
that.
you that, the less you see the things you don't want to see. That's when we talk about that, playing slug bug. When you look for slug bugs, you're going to do that. The more you focus on the good that you're doing and what you're happy about, the less bad shit you see.
That's very true. I have a hard time keeping that within focus for sure.
And I apologize about interrupting you a while ago. I was trying to read that before it moved
Oh,
away.
you're good. You're good. Yeah, I try to keep up on mine, and some of them I'm like, all right, I'm just reading them, not repeating them, because it's easy to get in the weeds too about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think being vulnerable was like the one thing I dedicated to do. I was like, this is the thing, and I can see, man, I can see what it's going to turn into. Like I see it as, I don't even want to say what it's going to turn into because that's not how I witness it. I witness it as if it's a memory. I can
Yeah.
see. I guess I can see the not the finish line. I can see a little further into the journey. I can see what is waiting for me once action gets added to the equation. And I'm like
Mhm.
chomping at the bit, trying to skip steps, and those are the steps that
A
keep
hurdle
snatching
is
me
easy.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hurdles chase you. If you run around them, they come get you. You
For
gotta
sure.
actually hurdle them. Yeah, I get beyond them sometimes, and then they come jump me in an alley.
But just, I like to try to focus on what I do to myself. And again, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. So for me, I just try to slow down and be happy with the journey. I try to,
Hmm.
and I'm happy that I'm excited. I try to think of it as excitement instead of
Yeah,
pressure.
I do that a lot
I
too.
that's what I'm steady telling myself whenever I'm doing this. The Colorado thing, all the things that I've got going on, that I'm trying to set up to. If I'm not careful, it's pressure.
Yeah.
This, even doing this, wanting to help, wanting to connect, wanting
Hmm.
to talk to other men, the ones that are really struggling, you know, you can create pressure out of everything.
Yeah.
And we just got to remember to stop for a second, be nice to us. Again, I'm talking to me.
Yeah. I was going to make a video the other day that was essentially sometimes like there's so many people on TikTok that are saying you're the author of the book, you're the narrator, you're the main character. I think sometimes we get stuck in one of those positions too much. Like I realized the other day that I was narrating, but I wasn't narrating the story. I was narrating within the story, a story that doesn't even exist. And I'm like, okay, stop narrating so damn much because now you're built. It's like the narrator gets way ahead of itself, and this ain't even part of the book. Now you're just
Yeah,
making it's just like jotting in the fucking edge of the
for
page all
sure.
these notes, and it's like that
Little what
guy
if
needs to
notes on
chill. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I
For
find
sure.
myself building situations that doesn't even happen. It's like then it doesn't even happen, or it's something that I think that the most popular way to say it is anytime a cop gets behind you, what how does your body change? And I have that in my head about
Yes.
way too many things.
Well, so that is a sign of extreme emotional intelligence. So you literally, when you sit and run a bunch of scenarios through your head, the what ifs, the this, the that. Well, this would create feeling. This would create animosity. This create that. When you do that, that is part of it. It's a lot of people don't have that. Believe it or not, it's a blessing and a curse all in its own. It's a way to read the world that nobody else sees, but it's sometimes it's overwhelming as well.
Yeah.
So I understand that wholeheartedly. But all I can tell you is that it does get better, and it gets more, I would say, fluid.
Yeah.
It seems or it is for me. It's getting way more and has over the past couple years.
I've got someone in the chat asking to join.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of that on
I
the
think
co-host.
so. Hang on, let me see. Let's see. Turn on perform with time limit. Let's see. No, that ain't it. Wait. Booster score. Let me see this.
What is add moderator? I feel like that's just a in the chat thing, isn't it?
Oh no. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Available.
I might be able to switch it to multi guest.
Yeah, try that.
Let's see what that does. Well, apparently it didn't do anything. I thought it was going to.
Hang on, what's this?
I think if we set it up where we're gonna have people coming up, I think we have to start it off as a multi guest and then
Do you?
add people in. Yeah, I mean, I scroll by a lot of lives where there's like
On the
the host.
co-hosting, it says that there's, whenever I go to co-hosting, it says that there's like two little things available. I don't know what that means.
It's usually I think your friends that are online.
Oh,
I think that's how I invited you. But when I click on multi guest, it won't switch over. I think we have to jump in that way.
let me see.
Oh shit! What the hell?
Yeah. I just hit multi-guest. Let's see. You'll
Okay.
disconnect
So yeah, apparently you should be able to request on their end. They should be able to request on their end.
to
So
join.
it's just on my mind said that, and then that screen popped up on my PC. Just let's see. I can go to invite. Oh, it won't let me click on anything. And then I've got here we go. It says by accepting this request, you will disconnect from co-host and go live with guests. So yeah,
Uh,
it would essentially disconnect us, and then it would be like a multi-guest thing. If I'm being honest, man, I'm getting a headache.
okay.
So I think maybe
Well, what
let's
do you want to do? Do you want to do like a multi-guest
yeah,
one
for
night or
sure.
something?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I know we were talking Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So do you got anything going on Saturday evening?
Not 100%, but I'll let you know tomorrow
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. Well, so um Michael, man, definitely would like to have you come up next time we go live. I'll get with you tomorrow. Maybe I've got time tomorrow evening. We just throw back down tomorrow evening and I'll post something. Because yeah, I think it would be. I think it would.
Earlier, sorry, I don't know how many that you have, but I noticed earlier maybe it was the time that cat was on. Uh, you know, you think that would be a better time, or is that usually the quickest that you can get on for the
Um,
evening?
what do we get on? So no, I could probably get on earlier.
Well, let's try maybe 7 your time.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool with me.
Let's try that. I'm wondering if we could get more people in,
Yeah.
to have more
Yeah.
conversation. I think that would be good. And even when we co-host, we'll try to maybe build both ways. I don't know if
Yeah.
it helps if you do one and I do one. I don't know
I have no
what is
idea.
what, but it would be neat if we could create almost like a night where everybody jumps in and we all have awesome
Yeah.
conversation.
So if we do the multi guest thing, it'll essentially be um just everybody in one live. I mean, I don't know how many guests you can bring in. Quite a few, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of squares. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
I
You
don't
got it.
know what it means to be if there's like a main host, but I'll look into it
Okay.
because I
Okay.
think that would definitely take the pressure off of me. Because listen, at some points I'm sitting here like, dude, I ain't got shit to say today. So yeah, that'd be awesome to have everybody jump in. So
I
we'll
like
fire
being
that up.
triggered for conversation as well, and like you said, more questions and answers. It's that amnesia thing, and whenever I like when people hit buttons and you get to just flow it out,
Yeah,
So that's more I think where what you're looking for too, and hopefully we can find that in the multi guest.
yeah.
That's really cool.
My
I
only
like it.
concern is that I did multi guests on my last profile, and somebody would get in there and start talking that shit, and I'm like, I was embarrassed about the way I behaved. I basically was like, "Hey man, look in real life, dog, you wouldn't say none of that shit to my face. I'd make you lick the bottom of my fucking feet right in front of your wife, dude. I would.
Well,
I'd
good.
hold
Then
you
we
down.
can learn
Yeah,
to-
yeah, I
we can
know, I
learn.
know.
We can kill them with kindness
Yeah,
and love,
and
bro.
that's what I was
Bro.
thinking. Is like, I'm glad you're here, dude.
For sure.
Yeah,
No, we'll test. I'll test my skills. We'll see what we can
yeah.
do.
I'm getting better at it for sure. But that night, dude was just like, "Do you know you're an idiot?" And I was like, "If you want to learn something, you have to listen to me." And that's tough for me, man. It's like I've never been the kind of person to be on that end of that where I'm just like, "Fuck, you're an idiot." But when people put me on that end, like, for my childhood, man, I was picked on and everything else. So now I'm like, I'm too big to fucking pick on now, man.
That's
I'd
a
quit doing that if I was
good.
you. Yeah.
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 Yeah, and that's that again. That's the armor, man. That's
Yeah.
the warrior.
Yeah, that's it, dude.
I
That's
just
it.
want to pick my flowers in my garden. Leave me alone.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. I
Yeah.
don't want to suit up. So no, I get it, and I think that eventually you'll actually feel sorry for people like that. It'll get to where the anger doesn't get you. It's more like, man, whatever homie is on must
Yeah.
suck to live where you have to say this, you have to do that to be okay with yourself, So,
Yeah.
but again, I'm not perfect. I've had my share. I used to dislike the keyboard warriors. I'd argue people online. I was one of those guys. I just
Oh,
looked
me
for a
too,
fight.
man. Yeah, me too.
No
Oh, it was
rage, it didn't matter. Believe it or not, I don't think I've had a road rage incident. Me and my wife saw it in years now. I don't even get. I just boop, boop.
Yeah.
Just wave at them. See
I've been better about that too. I'm just like, whatever, man. That's just another version of me having a shittier day than this
For
version.
sure.
And
I do my
that's all there is
best
to it. Yeah.
to be merciful because I know I sure need it a lot. Even of myself. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've done is I've been easier and gentler on myself. And when you're that way, it makes you want to be gentler on everybody else.
Yeah.
Because when you're hard on yourself, you'd be like, why am I the only person living through this hell?
Yeah.
So stop putting yourself through so much hell.
I was so
Heck,
bad about
I
that.
don't like it more than you like yourself.
Yeah. I was so bad about that when I started my company. I felt like I'm out working everybody in the world and shit just keeps happening to me and nobody understands. And oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate it. I've definitely, I wasn't feeling it. It's always nice to be able to come and, and seek some guidance and receive some.
Because well, anytime you don't feel it, just let me know. It's not hurt my feelings.
Well, man, I kind of, this time and last time I was like, oh, and I think the multi-guest thing is going to help a lot because I think that's what's easy about videos for me is I can just get on there with my topic and just fucking go. But when it's holding down a conversation and I get out of a place where I'm comfortable, that's actually good because that's where you do your learning. But, it would be nice to sometimes be like, all right, dude, somebody else take the spotlight and fucking somebody else feel vulnerable for a minute,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I understand 100%. But no, we'll try that. And, anything we can try to come up with a subject or stay on key on something. I'm game for whatever makes it comfortable and fun. For sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Can your next live be a free flow live? I'm not sure what a free flow live is. Someone, Michael asked, can your next live be a free flow live? I'm not sure what that is. Maybe somebody can drop it in the comments for me. I like the idea of the multi-guest thing because people get into like where they are, what they need. You know what I mean? And the more people that get in, the more people that need help, the more helping can happen. Yeah. So I'm pumped.
Well, I think we learn from each other, but we're here to help.
Yep.
Even though we're having conversation, you're feeling maybe unsatisfied because you're wanting to the people that's wanting to help, and I think maybe we'll find our way into that. I believe.
Yeah. I think it's that thing that I have sometimes with my ego where it's like I'm doing this live, but I don't want it to be about me. I don't want it to be about me gaining followers or me getting likes or any of that. I want it to be about helping, because if it's not about helping, it's just about me going, oh, that doesn't look too bad right there, and that makes me feel some type of way, which is, I think, good in a sense for me because it allows me to kind of, I think it's just giving me clues about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think sometimes I enjoy it too much. And then that makes me, you're not allowed to enjoy shit too much, dude. As a man, you better quit enjoying it so much now. That's gay. Don't do that, dude.
Listen to the restrictions you're putting on yourself because of your thought.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be blissfully, ignorantly happy.
Right. Yeah. Dude, I'm literally, I think my biggest problem is growing up without my dad. My example of men were like sitcom dads, like Ray Romano, bumbling idiot trying to this, that. And then like Kevin James, King of Queens. Like that was the example of a good a good man, because in my world where I grew up, it was just drunk, abusive, drug addicts, beating the shit out of everybody. So it was like I had this, and then I look and I'm like, well, I set all these standards. Like I tell my wife, half of the reasons why I get frustrated with her is because I've set standards that she never told me she wanted, and then when I don't achieve them, I get mad at her ass for some shit she didn't even ask for. It's stupid, man.
And that's super awesome hearing that because I've admitted that I don't know how many times, and that's why I was so choppy to you earlier when you was like, "Man, I just feel like I need to do this." I'm like, "Yeah, I keep saying it. You feel like that,
Yeah.
you're so hard on yourself." But
So
no, I cool.
so one of my comments said, I was bullied most of my life and accused of being gay. It's hell. Dude, I tell you what, accusing someone of being gay is fucked up on two different levels. Because if they're gay, you're making them feel like shit about it. I I've always thought it was really strange that men would get mad at other men or feel some type of way about other men because they're gay. I'm like, imagine getting mad at somebody for not liking pizza. There's only one piece left and it's just you two in the room. And you're like, you
Yeah.
don't want that? And they're like, I don't fuck with pizza. I don't eat pizza at all. And you're like, that's weird, man. It's like, just eat the fucking pizza. Shut up. But I knew a kid in high school that was like that, and everybody. I don't know if anyone picked on the guy, anyways, but you could tell he came out much later in life, and it was like, man, that sucked. They had to not live his truth. And I don't feel any worse for him than anybody else because nobody was in high school. Nobody was living their truth. Everybody was trying to be something. But that one particularly is
I was a
definitely some
neat
kind of hell.
little kid that would do just about anything. It didn't matter whether it was pick a fight or turn the trash cans over in the class. Just it didn't
Yep.
matter. Just something that somebody would be my friend
Yep.
or give me attention, and then eventually you figured out you got used for that when they make funny. Then you use into it with them people. So I spent my whole life either getting my ass whooped or trying to whoop somebody
Yeah.
because I just wanted a friend and I couldn't beat any love into them.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said it's okay to be gay. I think this is a hilarious joke, which I do. I mean, it is okay to be gay. It's okay to be literally anything as long as you're not hurting people. But I always thought it was funny how there was that church that would be like, God doesn't like gay people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
imagine if when you get to the pearly gates and they're like, are you gay? And you're like, no, 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 no. And they go, how do you know? You know what I mean? You sure? Have you tried it? Like, do you like pineapple on pizza? You haven't tried it? And then God's like, all right, turn around and drop your drawers, fella. We gotta have to know for sure. We have to know if you are or not, dude. This ain't no halfway shit. I gotta know if you like it or not. And then if he gives it to you and he's like, did you like it? Now you have to tell God his dick ain't no good. He ain't gonna like that none. I've read a little bit of the Bible. He's not exactly the kind of person you want to be like, yeah, it was kind of that was mid. You know what I mean? You don't want to tell God his dick game was mid. So now you're just gonna have to go to hell. You gotta go because you can't tell him you didn't like it. You're just gonna have to dive right off with a sore ass.
That's hilarious.
Dude, I always thought it was funny. And I seen a comedian one time that said, a lot of guys don't think they're gay. I know I'm not. Do you know most motherfucking dudes don't even test that theory? Like, that's where the whole joke came from. He was like, I used to smoke crack. I know for a fact I don't like it. I don't mind it that much, which is why I did it a few times. But yeah, dude, I think that shit's funny.
That's hilarious.
Well, man,
All right, bro.
yeah, enjoy your
Well,
pizza.
Have a good night, bro.
Yes,
and
sir.
then let me know about the multi-guest thing.
Okay.
If you get in the flow on a random day,
Yeah.
holler at me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
we'll
just
do.
jumping.
Okay. Sounds good,
All right,
brother.
man.
Yeah, man.
Have a great
All
night.
right. Back at you, brother. I never know how my life here. All right. All right. Those of you in the chat, man, thanks for hanging out. It was fun. We're working out the kinks, man. I always feel a little uncomfortable when it's like I have to have something to say. Sometimes I just don't have shit to say. And when I hit it, like when I get into a conversation, that's where funny shit happens. That's where I flow. I flow best when I'm engaged with other people. And yeah, it's gonna be dope. We get the multi-guest thing going, get a bunch of people in. I think it's gonna be a pretty dope ass little workshop, man. So, But I got a fucking headache so bad in the back of my head, and I don't take anything. I don't take Tylenol. So even though I look like I might take Tylenol, you know. So I'm gonna get these damn headphones off of my head, and we'll be back on tomorrow. Thanks, I appreciate that. I do. I hear that a lot, and I think that's, you know, that's the hard part of accepting myself too. I've been told that my entire life. Like I did comedy, people are like, "Don't stop, you're gonna make it." Anytime I would do any public speaking, people are like, "You got a voice, you know, you should do radio or whatever." I've always had people tell me like, "You're doing the wrong thing with your life. You need to be doing this," and that I think that sets that bar pretty high. I think that's the only bar that intimidates me because other people believe it, and even though I believe it, I'm just, you know, it's a paradox, dude. I believe myself and nobody else. So when people are like, "You got it," I'm like, I thought I did have it. What are you trying to say? I'm checking my pockets. Where the fuck did it go? So yeah, man, much love to everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I think this is going to get to be a much bigger thing that we're doing here. I think it's going to be something super fucking awesome and positive, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. And Lord knows, I think we all need that. So I'm happy to be in a position to even recognize it enough to participate. So yeah, love y'all, man. I'm gonna fucking figure out how to stop this. I don't even know how to stop it. I don't know where I'm looking. Have a good night, everybody.